Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I am Miss Sabrina Seoul, and tonight we have the missing link. I haven't done a missing link interview in a very, very long time, so I'm super, super excited to come back to you guys with the missing link with KATARINA. For all you newbies here, shout out to you. Thank you so much for supporting me. I know you're new here and you have no idea what's going on. Just keep watching and you'll see. Shout out to my chat. Y'all are live already. I love you guys so much. Make sure you like the video. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep the comment section going. If you have any specific questions that you would like to ask KATARINA, I'm only doing super chats tonight. So make sure you do a super chat if you would want to ask KATARINA anything. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You guys know what the missing link is about. It's to find out a little bit more about the cast members that were on Ready to Love and pretty much anyone that I interview, because it's so much more than just the person that you see like on TV for Ready to Love. So I kind of want to give you guys like a little bit more in depth, especially the entrepreneurs that are on the show, because they don't talk about that. And it's a lot of accomplished, successful people on the show. And I want to be able to bring that to you guys. But anyway, let's all shout out to KATARINA. Make sure you give her a warm welcome in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Beautiful as always. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I know when I was doing the panels, I know one panel you did come on and they loved you.
Oh,
so, yeah, you did. So I was like, oh my God, I was like, you have to come back.
yes.
And I know briefly during one of the panels, we spoke about, your profession as being a nurse. So I was like, and y'all were going with it. I was like, don't say too much, because I really want you to dive a little bit deeper into, this interview tonight about you being a nurse, about ink cosmetics. And we're going to talk some about Ready to Love. So y'all just hold on tight, because it's going to be a great interview. But anyway, I'm going to pretty much just start off. We're going to dive right into it. So I want to know, and I'm pretty sure everyone else out there wants to know, who is KATARINA?
Well, God, that's such an open-ended question. And I want you guys to ready. Forgive me for I'm kind of nasally. I just got back from DC actually, like yesterday, and the weather change is just kind of messing me up. So bear with me. I'm a little congested. But that's such an open-ended question, because I'm just such a I'm a little bit of everything, really. I'm an only child. I think that says a lot about me, for starters. I'm an only child. I'm single.
Okay.
And I'm also a nurse. Nursing is not my first profession. My first degree was environmental science and policy. So with that, I work for the health department, doing food inspections for schools, bars, things of that nature. I had the dreams of working for the government with that, FDA, things of that nature. I got to a point in my field where it was just I reached a cap, and I was like, I can't make no more money. What? I can't make any more money. What are you talking about? What am I coming to work for every day? I'm the type of person I like to strive towards goals. I'm a goal-driven type of person. Yeah, so there's nothing to look forward to. I'm no longer interested in doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a little bit about me too. I wasn't trying to go to career in depth, but what else do you want to know? It's
so are you from Dallas? Because it was Ready to Love Dallas. So are you from Dallas? Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Okay, so I'm definitely not from Dallas. I absolutely love it here. I do live in Dallas now. I was born in Jersey. I lived in Jersey for just the first 3 years of my life. I heard we got robbed. So we moved. We moved from New Jersey all the way down to Mississippi. My dad got a really great job at the university. My mom, she's a social worker. So their career path moves us all the way to Mississippi. Mm-hmm. I grew up in Mississippi from 3 to 18. From there, I went to school in Alabama. Shout out to USA, South Alabama. I got my first degree there. From there, I transferred to South Florida. So that's how I got to Tampa. Graduated from Tampa with another degree. Got into a serious relationship, and then I moved back to Alabama. Went to nursing school at Auburn, and then moved to Arizona, and now I'm in Dallas. But I love Dallas. I don't see myself ever leaving Dallas, honestly. It had to be something really major, a major life change for me to leave here.
Why is that? Out of everywhere that you've been, why Dallas?
I don't know. I don't know if it's something to do with my age. I feel like when you hit your 30s, you just kind of come into yourself. Mm-hmm. I feel like I found the right friend group here. I feel like I found the right social group here. I feel like I found the right business-minded people here. Just everything that I'm looking for, I can find in Dallas. The dating pool isn't that bad either. That's super important when you're single. There's a lot to do here. I love the Southern hospitality aspect, as well as it's still city life. It's like a little city mixed with a little Southern charm, and it's comfortable for me. So I'm a Dallas girl now, officially.
Okay. So how would you describe your personality? Because I know I see, well, we know what we've seen on television, but how would you describe yourself?
Honestly, I feel like they depicted me really well on TV. I guess I can't even see myself. People would describe me as super bubbly, super outgoing. I have like really sarcastic humor, but I'm funny as hell. People say I'm really easy to be around, easy to talk to. Like I said, goal oriented and also very fun driven. So I'm just like a big ball of fun. I'm also kind of an introvert, which people are kind of shocked to hear that about me. I'm actually really shy. I have to like push myself out there. Like in this moment right now, I'm kind of anxious, I'm a little nervous, but I learned how to step outside myself and just have, just breathe. But yeah, when I'm at home, like I said, I'm an only child. I like to be like by myself. I can be a loner at times, but once I like walk outside of my home, I'm just like, let's go.
Right. I get it. I'm like that too. Like people I'm around that I know I'm so comfortable and I do like the oddest, weirdest, craziest things.
Right.
I don't know. They're like, does she talk? And I'm like, I absolutely talk. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with my skin. So it's like, I get it. Yeah. In my early 30s, I can honestly say I was like that shy type. But as I got older now, it's like, I can't shut up. But anyway, okay, so growing up, what did you want to be growing up? Like 5 years old, 10 years old?
Growing up, I remember wanting to be a marine biologist. Like I was obsessed with Discovery Channel, like Shark Week, dolphins, all of that. Marine biology was a big one. At one point, I remember wanting to become a plastic surgeon. My parents sent me to like some medical camp, and I was able to actually like shadow a plastic surgeon as he was doing like I remember he did like a breast reconstructive surgery, and I thought that was amazing. So those are probably my two biggest ones. And then, funny story, when I went to college, I actually wanted to study international business, and I wanted to learn Chinese because I figured that was the way the world was going. But yeah,
AliExpress.
Exactly. And my parents, like my mom's Haitian, my dad's African. So when you grow up in that type of environment, you're either gonna be a doctor, a lawyer, or a nurse. Okay. All the other stuff, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're not doing that. So I actually, when I went to college, that was my major. My major was international business with a minor in Chinese language. My dad came up to university and changed my major for me. He said, you can either become a doctor, a nurse, or a lawyer, sweetheart, or you can pay for your own college. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Yes. He's like, it has to be something medical. Like I need you to be, looking back, he was right. I need you to be something that is going to be grounded, something that's you're always going to have a job in, something that you're not going to have to struggle, I want to make sure that you're okay if anything ever happens to me. So I get it.
So how did that make you feel? Like you going back to school on Monday with new class? I mean, like I have a new elective now. I gotta take like what in the? How did that make you feel?
I mean, initially I was a little irritated by it, but I started. I went to what he ended up changing me to was how I got the environmental science degree. I was actually going to do a science degree and then go to pharmacy school. So I was going to have like my bachelor's in biomedical science and then go to pharmacy school. So, I mean, I wasn't too happy about it, but I feel like it was more of how he broke it down to me. He wants to make sure I had job security, and I get it. You know what I mean?
That was smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what mamas and daddies are supposed to do.
It's so funny because they always wanted me to be a nurse, and I never wanted to be a nurse. I became a nurse later on in life at like 29, 30.
So what did you become? So after school, what did you become?
I got my environmental science degree, and instead of going to pharmacy school, I started working in that field because I got a really good job. And I did that for like a year. And then so mommy and daddy were right. And I'm like, now what? There's not enough money in here. My mom's like, I told you, like, duh, go be a nurse. Parents are always right,
So you ended up becoming a nurse.
I did.
So how long after that job, after the year, did it take you to become that nurse?
Sabrina, we're about to dive deep. You ready?
Yeah, that's what we're here for, honey. Let's dive.
We're gonna dive deep. Y'all are dealing with a Sagittarius, okay? We are always all over the place. I got that degree, and I didn't really feel like I was able to be expressive in that career. Does that make sense? Like I just kind of felt stuffy.
Yes.
Working for the government.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to hair school at night.
Hold on. Okay. We're going to get to that, but we're not going to get there just yet. Okay, we're going to.
I mean, that's the progression to nursing school. So I went to hair school. I went to Palm Mitchell School, Tampa. I went to hair school at night. It was a lot more of like I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I know I had a creative side that I needed to feed. So it's like, as long as I'm not losing out on my career and making money and I can do this at nighttime, then why not? Like, let's do it. Right. So I did that. And I would say it was about a 3-year gap before I went to nursing school.
So did you do hair for those 3 years? Like, did you eventually get on heads? Like, what happened?
Yeah, actually, this is like, I feel so old because I feel like I have to really like think back, like how all this fits in. It's crazy. And I'm not even that old. I was still working my full-time job. Mm-hmm. And on the weekends, I was working for this salon. It's called M Salon One. I remember she had won like the Steve Harvey Award. I think he was doing awards back then for like hairstylists and different things of that nature. Okay. So like, I sought her out. She was in Tampa. She was like the #1 hairstylist. She probably still is. Shout outs to her. And I was like, I want to be you. Like, teach me how to be you. And I was like her intern for the longest. I was doing her I was her shampoo girl. I did the books. I did stuff like that. Just learned underneath her. And from that, I realized I didn't really want to do hair. Like, this is cool and all, but yeah.
And you're young, so you were able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's you have to let the kids know, like, it's okay to switch up. It's okay. Like, find passion, find your niche. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm really big on that. I feel like, I feel like our life, we're here to figure out who we are. I wish it wasn't as expensive as it was for me to figure these things out. But every degree, every certification under my belt really has made me who I am today. It really shaped me being a businesswoman. If I would have never went to hair school, I would have never had that customer service, based mentality. Right. It all adds up. It all comes to a point where it makes sense. So
everything happens for a reason.
It does.
Yeah. Okay. So just to let you know, Aries is in the chat here supporting you. And just to
Aries.
And just to let you guys know, we are going to be taking questions for KATARINA. So if you are interested in asking her any questions, just make sure you put a super chat up and I will put on the screen and we will ask KATARINA, your question. All right. So hair school. Okay. So what made you decide like you didn't want to do hair anymore? Like, I'm done. Like, I want to get into nursing. Like, what was the transition? Like, how did that happen?
That's okay. Where did we transition from that? That's a good question. I need to ask myself that too. I'm thinking, for me, like I've always had my career and I've always had things I do on the side, because I have to have that security knowing that I can take care of myself. So I've never branched into something off the wall and just left my career behind. So I'm working for the government this whole time. I'm doing hair on the side on weekends. Okay. It just wasn't. I don't know. It's just not something I wanted to do. I think I really got into hair school because I like doing my own hair, and it's not the same as servicing other people. And I didn't really know what went into being a hairstylist. I didn't know what went into being an entrepreneur. It's not how I was raised. So it was overwhelming for me. So I just kind of had to let that go.
Did you make good money doing hair?
I did. I got into, before it was a thing. This was like 2000, I want to say 11. I got into microlinks and tape-ins, right? So I used to do like all of like my white girl strippers. Yes, white girl strippers were my clients. I made a lot of money doing microlinks and braiдлess sew-ins before it became like a thing, So I made a lot of money doing it.
Yes, honey. And them dancers, them strippers, honey, they will pay that money, honey.
Baby, and they tip too. Yes. Swing those bundles.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So moving forward, you decided you wanted to become a nurse at this point.
Yes.
Now, how did you start with that? Because I know you were in pharmaceuticals, you did hair, and then you're like, you know what? I'm ready to be a nurse. How did that start? Where did it start for you and how?
Oh my God, this question. I love this question. They asked us this question when we get to nursing school. They said, what brought you here? And like everyone always has these beautiful, deep stories. Like, my grandma was sick and I had to take care of her and that made me become a nurse. Or, my story is so me. Honey, it was the summertime. I was at my dad's house for the summer and I binge watched Grey's Anatomy. Okay. And I was like, I could do that. That's my nursing story. I'm so serious. I was like, that looks like fun. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I want to work in the ER. I love this show. They make great money. My mom wants me to do this anyway. Like, let's go to nursing school. That's it. That's it. That's all. So shout out to Grey's Anatomy for getting me my whole career. I appreciate you.
So how long were you in nursing school? How long did it take you to finally get to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm a nurse?
Okay, super quick for me. Because of my degree being a science-based degree, I just had to take like 1 or 2 prerequisites. I enrolled that summer in the summer school online. I think I had to take like microbiology and some other science course, microbiology and something. I had to take like an entrance exam. I did all this literally while watching Grey's Anatomy. And I went to nursing school. I didn't have to take the long route. It only took me about 18 months because I used my prior degree, combined it, and I had to take the nursing portion of it. So pretty quick, honestly. Time's gonna fly regardless. So if you want to do something, just do it, you know?
Right. Exactly. Wow. Because through the reciprocity of it, like it just made it easier. So that's kind of cool.
Everything's tied together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what kind of school did you go to? Like, did you go to a college? Did you take like night courses? Like, was it a community college? Like, where did you go? Like, what kind of courses did you have to take?
For nursing school or?
Right, for nursing school.
Yeah, so for nursing school, I took my 2 prerequisites online because it was the summertime at, I want to say it was Hillsborough Community College online. And I think I had to go actually in for one of them. But I went to Auburn University at Montgomery, not the main Auburn campus in Auburn, but the university they have in the Montgomery, Alabama. So they have like a really, really big nursing program. A lot of people don't know it's really hard to get into nursing school. It's crazy because there's a shortage, but most nursing schools only take 50 people. They don't have a lot of teachers. And then your clinical aspect, you can't have this many students running around. So getting into nursing school is really, really, really hard. I actually applied to about, I want to say 5 or 6 of them. There's a lot of waiting lists for nursing schools. And the people in California are like waiting years to get into nursing school. So that was a major achievement for me because I actually got accepted into 4 out of 5 of them.
Wow. That's, this is really good information. No, really, because it's a lot of people that, kind of stump themselves because they don't have the information.
Yeah.
And it's like to hear it firsthand from someone that actually experienced it, will change their mindset of like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Or, you know what? She can do it. I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's really interesting. I commend you for that.
Thank
All
you.
right. So what kind of nurse are you? Like do you work in the ER or you work with babies or like when you take blood, like you a phlebotomist, like what's going on? We need like, what you do, you deliver babies?
I feel like I've done it all. Out of nursing school, I was on the Grey's Anatomy hype. I went straight to the ER. It kicked my, kicked my butt. ER kicked my butt. When I tell y'all, it was not like the show. I was like, when the doctor's gonna run in hell? No, baby. I really didn't know what our responsibilities were until I was knee deep in it. I love my doctors. I always give them their props. But baby, when I tell you a nurse we are like doctors that went through the program faster. The things that we have to deal with, the things that we have to look out for, it's insane. It's scary. It's terrifying. I'm still scared to work in the ER. I worked in the ER for 2 years. COVID hit. When COVID hit, I took an assignment to California. I helped with the whole vaccine initiative for Vaccinate California for about 6 to 8 months, living out of hotels, setting up camps all over Cali. It was wild. I felt like I was like in the military. I came back from there. I've done aesthetic nursing. I've worked for Idel Image, doing the Botox and fillers. I currently do pre-op, post-op work for surgery, spine surgeries, pain, ortho surgeries. I work in psych as well, part-time. I love psych. I do behavioral health for kids. What else have I done? I've done the med surge, tele, heart patients. What else? What else have we done in our career?
Yes, tell it all, honey, because you are accomplished and they need to know.
There's so much. I worked in the ICU for a short amount of time. A lot of people know that ER nurses do not transition well into the ICU. ER nurses are kind of we're all over the place, and ICU is very structured and organized. So that was intense. But currently, right now, I'm a PRN nurse, which means I work as needed. I work where I want to work, whenever I want to work. Currently doing, like I said, pre-op, post PACU for Surgery Center, and I do the behavioral health right now. I've taken a step away from the hospital because it's stressful.
Right. So real quick, this is kind of off but on subject. How do you feel about mental health right now?
Like my mental health?
Just period in general. And how do you feel like that just in general? Like, do you feel like that enough people are going to therapy? Do you feel like that more therapy should be offered? Do you feel like it should be free? Do you feel like, because we're in some crazy times right now. And a lot of people, you know, say like, make sure you get therapy. Do you get therapy? Like, if you haven't gotten therapy, you should get the black man should get it, the black woman. Like, we deal with so much of it. You know what I mean? And I just feel like there's just not enough. It's just the resources just aren't available. I just feel like personally, and I just kind of want to hear your thoughts on it.
Definitely. I will say I never thought I needed therapy. This is a good story.
Okay.
Funny because my mom's a social worker. She's also done like psychotherapy. She's been a social worker for like 25 years. So she's always been pro therapy. Me, I'm like, I don't need that. I had a great upbringing. I have no childhood trauma. I have no daddy issues. I have no mama issues. Like I have no childhood trauma. There's nothing that I need to go to therapy for. And I felt that way, like for a very long time. And then I got into a relationship and I realized that, you know, our relationship wasn't working out so well. And I thought it was all on him. Like he was the problem. And it's funny because my mom actually said, y'all should try therapy. I'm like, well, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. I have no problems. But I listened to her. We went to couples therapy and I realized like, girl, like there are some things you don't have to have trauma, but there's things that I've seen or dealt with that, you know, are shaping the way I think now that could be incorrect. I learned a lot about myself in the couples therapy. We didn't make it as a couple, but I continued on in my solo therapy journey. And I feel like that was my level up in life. And that's for me thinking I didn't need it to realizing like, damn, like, you know, I am not perfect. Like there are things that I'm doing that people might be perceiving that I think is okay. And the way they're perceiving it is something that I can work on. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm an advocate for therapy. I think everybody needs therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. Even when it's nothing wrong. Like
it's nothing wrong. You need
the
therapy. You don't have to suffer a loss. You don't have to have been molested. You don't have to be abandoned to need therapy. Like there's just certain things that you just need to, you know, it just helps you reshape the way you think and the way you look at people in life and deal with situations.
Absolutely. Facts. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So moving forward. I know you have a company called Cosmetics. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of services do you provide with your company? Like, what is Inked Cosmetics?
I love this question. So I'm not as involved in that company as I used to be because I live in Dallas now, but it's my company. I own, it's a beauty bar in Arizona. At the time that I was living in Arizona, this is last year. I became a permanent makeup artist. This was something I did on the side of working the ER because I was so traumatized. I needed like a hobby or something to just kind of get my mind away from people dying all the time.
Yeah.
Something that started off as a hobby became like a full-time job for me. I ended up actually leaving nursing for 2 years and just focusing on this business solely. At Inked Cosmetics, we do permanent makeup. You guys know, like microblading. I do what's called ombre powder brows. Like my brows are completely tattooed on. 1,000%, nothing on there. So I was doing ombre powder brows. We were doing lip blush. That's like tattooing lips. If you want your lips to be, if they're discolored, you want them to be lighter. If you look a certain color that you want. I also do scars and stretch marks. I'm able to camouflage stretch marks. I'm able to lighten scars. I have girls that are doing lash extensions. I have girls that are doing what's called tiny tattoos, like mostly dainty line work. I have estheticians in my spot right now. Who else do we have? Haven't been there since we started filming the show. We were doing post-op care as well because a lot of girls from Arizona were going to Tijuana to get their mommy makeovers. They were going to Miami and then flying back to Arizona. Arizona doesn't have a big plastic surgery community. So there wasn't a lot of people doing the post-op care. So I did a lot of post-op care for those ladies being a nurse. And we also offered training. So I was like a really big trainer out there in Arizona. I've trained over like 50 plus students on how to do powder brows. We were doing anything beauty, we were doing it. So that's still my baby. I actually need to fly back to Arizona and check on.
So it's an actual brick and mortar. Like this is an actual salon that you can walk into and get these services. How amazing. See, we didn't know that.
Yes, I have that going right now. And it was really hard to leave Arizona because it was like I have to start all this over. Like, what am I going to do? But luckily, I have one of the girls there. She's an amazing manager. She has been taking care of everything. I just pay the bills, baby.
Understood. Wow, that's amazing. So do you accept men as clients as well? I'm sure they want to know.
You know, I don't think my services really are catered to men, but we're not sexist. If you need our services, definitely. My Tiny Tattoo artist definitely works with men, but we are all woman functioning med spa, beauty bar.
Sure.
We can call it a med spa right now because we're not offering medical service at the moment, but we are all woman functioning beauty bar. But men are allowed to come if they want to.
Yeah, I'm sure they like all women.
You're right, all women.
Like, I got this mole that. Do you sell products?
I don't sell any products. The only thing I sell, like I said, is the services, and we sell training courses, but that's it.
So you do the mic? Okay, because I really want to get the microblading, so I get it. So I did the tattoo. I loved it at first, and then it was crooked, and I was like, "Why one eyebrow?" I was like, "Okay, so I'm over it." So, but and because of like the situation a couple of years ago, the COVID and people going out, some people are still kind of skeptical about having these services. And do you have like house calls? Is it appointments? Like, do you travel? Like, because honey, you might get flued out. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you come to Canada? I'll give you $10,000. I need my eyebrows bladed. Like, you gonna come? Oh no, I'll get you a plane ticket. Like, do you travel? Like,
I love that. Honestly, Sabrina, because it's a sterile type of procedure. It's not something you can do in someone's home. Like we have to be inspected. Our area has to be inspected because we are using needles and sharps. So it's not something I can fly out unless I'm flying out and I could rent a space at a studio that has been inspected and is has passed their inspection. But I can't do any type of house calls for that. Honestly, I haven't done this. I haven't been servicing since we started the show, filming of the show. I was actually in Arizona taking clients 3 days before flying back to start filming for Ready to Love. The last time I've been in my shop was March.
Wow.
Yes, it's been a while. So that's my Arizona thing. And I've actually started another business here in Dallas that I'm currently working on bringing back up to speed.
So with the classes, because like you said that you teach classes, so do you still teach classes? And if anyone is in that area, can you give them some information about them registering for your classes?
Definitely. I still teach classes. It's random. It's at random. I like to do them every 3 to 6 months. I've been super, super busy with the show. The show really just put how the show is. It'll just come in and just wreck everything you have going on. Like, I thought I was gonna have time to it takes over your entire life from the beginning to today. Honestly, I'm just now getting to the point where I'm able to start back doing things that I was doing prior. But if you go to my Instagram, Inked Cosmetics, I'll start posting classes again. We offer 3-day, 5-day courses, and it's ombre powder brows. We don't do microblading. Microblading really isn't great for African-American skin. The difference is with microblading, it's actually a blade and they're dipping it in ink and they're like kind of scarring the skin
like
with ink.
Tattooing it.
Yeah. What I do is I use a machine. I use like a tattoo gun and it's more of a shading aspect. So it looks more like how you would use like a brow pomade on your brows. Like that's the look that you get versus microblading where you get the actual strokes. The difference is the microblading doesn't heal so well on our skin. It tends to heal blurry or odd, weird looking color. Versus ombre powder brows is great for all skin types, age groups. It's just more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more predictable. The healing stage is more predictable.
Oh, is it more natural looking?
I think it's more of a makeup look, honestly. Like I said, it's like my brows. It's more of a makeup look, but to me, it looks good with and without makeup. It's my go-to. I would. That's the only thing I'd recommend, honestly.
Right. Interesting.
I've been doing it for about 5. I'm on year 6 now, I think.
How often do you have to get it touched up?
That's a great question. So after your initial appointment, you'll get a touch up within 6 weeks. And then from there, it's every 1 to 2 years. So my brows have been done since 2019, and I've only had 2 touch-ups.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome. I love it. I can never go back.
Yeah. I don't have, I'm Korean child. I don't have, I got like 2 hairs and it. Okay, so what advice would you give anyone or someone that's interested in becoming like a permanent makeup artist, or like the services that you provide? What advice would you give them? And how can they like go to school? Like where can they go to school at if they're not within the Arizona area to take your classes?
That's a good question. Well, I can also offer classes in Dallas too.
Okay.
But that's a really good question. I mean, I feel like that's something that is on a person-to-person base, you know? If it's something that you want to go into and you're also into skincare, I would say become an esthetician first. And then with that, you're able to do different type of beauty services. And each state's different. So in Texas, you actually have to have a tattoo license to do permanent makeup. Yeah, I didn't know that either. In Arizona, there are no rules. In different places, you got to look and see like what the requirement is in your state. So a lot of people do go the esthetician route, or they become cosmetologists, or if you're a nurse, everything's covered. Once you're a nurse, I feel like you can do damn near anything.
Yeah.
Like you're covered over everything. But you really need to look into your state and see what the requirements are and move from there. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up, because I have researched so many avenues. I'm always looking for something new to do.
And honey, with your educational background, I'm sure they're going to hit you. They're going to be like, well, she knows. We know she knows.
Definitely. I'm honestly, you know, I had a great run with permanent makeup. I loved it. It's my nature to do something, conquer it, and kind of move on. So right now I'm more in like the management position of that. I will come out of retirement if necessary, but it's not something I'm really focusing on doing right now. I'm really trying to, prior to filming, I had launched my what's called Pro Drips. It's a IV infusion weight loss shot concierge service. Then we started filming and I just kind of lost the whole company.
Right.
So I'm trying to work on rebuilding that now. If you guys are familiar with IV, you know, infusions, great for hangovers, muscle recovery, beauty, things of that nature. And like, I know you guys are aware of like Ozempic, semaglutide, the weight loss shots. So yeah, I'm working on getting that back up.
A lot of people do not know what you're talking about, Katarina. You're gonna have to explain it to them.
Let's talk about it.
You brought it up. You gotta explain it now.
Yes. So is anybody in the chat, you guys are familiar with Ozempic? I guess is what they say the Kardashians are on, the weight loss drug. Initially it was used for diabetics. It's basically like lowers your blood sugar. It's great for weight loss. Anything I sell, I try. So I have tried it. And baby, I went from 185 to 172 in 3 weeks. I was like, oh, okay.
How many shots did you have to take?
You do it once a week.
Oh.
Yep. Once a week. So that's definitely something I am working on doing here in Dallas as a concierge, not a brick and mortar, like a come to you service. So I love anything beauty. I love beauty. I love wellness. It's forever.
Wow. Okay. All right. So now, real quick question. Besides your eyebrows, do you have anything else that's permanent? Like, did you do your lips? Did you do like eyeliner, or no, it's just your eyebrows?
So I did my eyebrows. I do have filler. I'm a nurse, so my friends like to practice on me. So I do have filler. My eyebrows are done. I'm trying to think. That's it.
Okay. So Botox. Okay. So fillers where? Fillers, Botox, like what is it? Because like someone's like Botox. So I
have lip fillers. I used to work for like I said, Ideal Image. So that's how I kind of got introduced to that. I don't believe in giving something that you haven't done to yourself first. So like I said, the semaglutide, I have tried it. I do have lip fillers. I have my eyebrows done. I haven't had Botox. Have I had Botox? I don't think I've had Botox. No, I haven't had Botox done yet. I'm trying to think. No, I haven't had Botox. Just fillers.
You'll love it.
I love it.
I haven't had it in a while. You can tell. But yeah, when I did get it, I was like, this is amazing. It's so expensive now. Like it's like what, $19? Like
a unit. Yeah.
A unit. I was like, oh, y'all gotta keep it. I was like, how much is the total? They're like, you're gonna need 453 units. I'm like, oh, you hear $19, you're like, oh yeah, I got it.
It's super expensive. But for me, I'm an advocate and not overkill. I feel like, you know, enhancing however you look, you need to be happy with the way you look initially. Enhancements are different. You know, you want your hair a little bit longer. You know, you want something a little different. I'm an advocate for that, but not overkill. Don't do it to the point where we can't recognize you. Because
exactly. Yeah, I just didn't, because every time, because you see like my little, when I frown up, can you see?
Yes,
I'd be like, what?
No, you're not supposed to
Be
frown.
like, what? Like this look like elbow meat right here. So, so Botox will clear all that up, honey. You'd be like, what? You don't be seeing no, you'd be like, what? It's
frozen.
Like, oh, it's gone for real. All the reason. It's amazing, but it's got too expensive. I was like, the elbow meat is just gonna have to be there forever because I'm not. It's just so expensive.
And then you have to maintain it too. You know, every 3 to 6 months, so it's pricey.
Yeah, facts. Okay, all right. So we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna talk about a little bit about Ready to Love, but just like kind of your experience, and I'm gonna ask some questions towards the end. But so with Ready to Love, when they told you that you were accepted on the show, like, how did you feel? Like, were you like, yes, I can't wait? Or were you like, do I really want to do this? Like, how did you feel after they told you, like, we want you, you've got accepted on the show?
You know, it's crazy, Sabrina, like, and this is not even this, it wasn't to sound cocky, but I manifested being on that show. I'm a really big manifester. The last year and a half of my life has been honestly through me writing down things I want to do, my goals, and actually just getting them done. Moving to Dallas was a really, really big move for me. I had got out of a long relationship, an engagement actually. And I knew the things that I wanted.
Katarina?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, you're frozen, but we can hear. Okay, you're back. You're back. Okay.
So honestly, I manifested being on this show. So when I got the call, I wasn't really shocked, honestly. I was excited and I was ready. I was like, let's go. Let's cross this off.
So, okay, you just said something like we did not know, and you know I have to ask because you did mention it. So you said that you had just ended a very long engagement. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what happened? Like, how long was y'all engaged? Like, what had happened, girl?
Oh, that's some nosiness now.
Yes. But you don't have to answer nothing that I'm asking.
Oh, I know. And when I say just got out of it, it wasn't a back-to-back thing. It was I was out of it and I was restructuring my life and figuring out what I wanted to do next that was going to be good for KATARINA. It wasn't a bad breakup. It was just more of we kind of grew apart. We wanted different things, and it just made sense for us to find that with other people. That's as much as I'll go into that. But yeah, it was a bad breakup. Thank God. It wasn't tumultuous. It was just mutual.
Good. Okay. So you said you manifested it. What made you want to be on reality TV?
You know, hindsight 2020.
Okay.
I just feel like everyone always said I had the personality for it. I was super bubbly. And I just really wanted to share my personality with other people. On the show, like I said, I felt like I was depicted of who I really am because I showed up as myself every day. Like, I'm quirky, I'm funny, I'm a little shady sometimes. Like, that's just me. And I really want to share, my personality with other people. Ready to Love, I'm a fan. I watched your season. I watched every season from 1 to 8. I've always loved the show. And I've seen a lot of great relationships come out of it. I mean, not a lot. At least I'm lying. Not a bunch. But I've seen some relationships come out of it. And I felt like if I opened myself up to this process, that hopefully I would have had a man too.
That part. Yeah. I get it, honey. Yeah. So, oh God, because I want to start asking questions, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So, with you being a hairstylist and beauty and everything, did you do your own hair? Did you make it? Like, did you do your makeup? Like tell us about the make, because your makeup looked really, really good. But I'm gonna tell you on the reunion.
No, it didn't.
On the reunion, you were definitely different colors, but for the most part, you looked well put together. No, okay, you didn't. Okay.
I hated my makeup.
Did you do
I'm not even saying my makeup because my makeup artist was fire. So a lot of times you'll see us in the confessionals, makeup artists, the reunion, makeup artists, the everyday stuff. For the most part, I think I did my own makeup. People don't realize that when it comes to getting your makeup done, it's not the lighting plays a big factor in how you look. So all of us looked really good in person. And then the lighting hit, whether it's a yellow lighting, it changes the color of your foundation and your powder. And you just look crazy. I looked crazy on the reunion.
Yeah,
I'm
you
still
did.
mad about it because I look flawless in the mirror. Like,
Oh, okay. Facts.
so a lot of times, like your shade, for me, I'm like a golden brown, and then when the light hits me, I come off as a yellow. It's a
Yeah.
mess.
It's like a
It's a
yellow
mess.
orangey kind of.
Yeah, then it adds weight to you. It takes a lot for me to watch myself on TV. I'm just like, who is that?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So did you do your own hair?
I did my own hair sometimes. So I think when my hair was straight, I had like a sew-in, and then I make my own wigs for the most part.
That's what I
So I
was
think
wondering.
I had closure wigs on. Yeah, I had a lot of different. I had curly hair, kinky hair. Yeah, I think I made two of my wigs. I had a sew-in twice. It was a mixture of things.
Yeah, yeah. Ari says the lighting was evil.
The lighting was evil. I kept saying, I was like, who is doing the lighting for the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because I need that light. Because
Okay.
we look crazy.
Yeah. But you know, I always say, and I always say in all my lives, whenever we talk about segments that have to do with like makeup or anything, because with my makeup, people used to always ask me, like, who did your makeup, Sabrina? Because your makeup was never like off. But I did my makeup in natural light. Like I used to sit by the window, and especially when we were outside filming, I used to sit by the window and put my makeup on instead of going in the bathroom and doing my makeup. So
that's so smart. Because I do mine even now, which you need to stop doing it as I'm looking in the camera. I do mine in a mirror with a ring light. And when you think about it, real life is not a mirror with a ring light. So why am I doing the makeup? Wow.
Yep.
Smart.
So with your clothes, because I know a lot of people wear like designers clothes, like, you know, like their friend got a boutique and they wear the clothes. Like, did you like have clothes donated to you? Like, was it your clothes? Like, how was the clothes situation? And were they particular about the things that you wore? Because I know on my season, they were like, you can't wear pants, you can't wear stripes, you can't wear butterflies, you can't wear hearts, you can't, everything's solid. And that's what they told us. And then Morier had a whole striped outfit on. And I was like, I'm so mad right now. Like, I need to ask somebody, like, what's going on right now?
So all my clothes, it's so funny, you know, when we got on the show, I really did not know what to expect. I know Aries can attest to this. We had no idea that we were going to be filming damn near 6 days a week for hours and hours and hours on time and need 2, 3, 4 outfits per day. Did not know that. So I was basically ordering clothes daily from Fashion Nova, Amazon, whatever I can get the fastest. And I'm still trying to work and, you know, manage my life. I'm dealing with the show. So we were just ordering. I'm always ordering something, ordering clothes. I'm not a big shopper at a mall. I don't have time to go to the mall. So I really Amazon Prime and Fashion Nova were like my best friends, honestly. Nothing was ever donated to me. Didn't borrow nothing. That's a whole nother conversation because anyway, didn't get nothing from nobody's boutique. Honey, I'm 6 feet tall. Everything I wore was mine and it's still here in this house.
Okay, so you just mentioned, this is so off subject. Let me just ask you, because you and I, we the same height, right? So do you could, you know, because they be going on me, honey. Do you do you date shorter men, or do you have a preference of like height?
I mean, I feel like we all have a preference.
Yes.
But at this age, I'm not going to not date you because you're shorter than me. I like to look up. I mean, that's just me being real. I love to look up. Like what? What she said. But no, I do not have a height cutoff for people. But I would prefer for you to be my height or taller.
Yeah. And so, how tall are you in heels?
I am probably 6'3" in heels.
Yeah, because I'm like
6'3" or 6'4" in heels. 5'11", 3/4 regularly.
Yeah. I just wanted to know because we're the same height, and very rarely do I meet women my height, and everybody know how I feel about, you know, the men that I date. They be honey, so. I just wanted to ask you. So you said earlier in the interview that you got a good edit. So pretty much how they portrayed you, what we saw, like that was Kat, like for the most part.
I think so because I feel like they actually, I don't know, they love me because I can say some shady things, honey. They would cut all my little shady comments out. I'm like, what about my little shady comment? Not shady. I'm gonna say funny. It's like a shady funny, but it's all love. My confessionals were fun. I had a really good time doing my little one-on-one confessionals. But no, that really is me. I'm just kind of quirky. I
Mm-hmm.
like to laugh. I'm honest. If it's on my brain to say, I'm gonna say it. I thought they depict me pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the most part.
They leave a lot of tape on the cutting room floor, honey.
Yeah. I was scared. I was like, how are they gonna spin me? Like,
mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they can't put nothing that you didn't say up there. You know what I'm saying? No matter where they placed it, at the end of the day, you said it. So, said it. So did you make any friends on the show? If so, are y'all still friends now? Like, do y'all hang out? What do you guys do?
I don't like none of them. No, I'm just playing. Complete joke. I absolutely love my Aries baby.
Yeah, she's in the chat now. Strong for you.
Aries and Lee. We have our brunches. We need to start going out more, actually. You know, I love me some Chris. I hang out with Chris is my little outside friend, okay? I'm the outsider one. I'm the one that likes to go out a lot. Chris likes to go out a lot too. So me and Chris be out.
Chris who? Chris 1 or Chris 2? Chris.
Well, Nigerian Chris. Yeah, Nigerian Chris.
Okay, Nigerian Chris. Okay.
For sure. I'm closest to Lee, Aries, and Chris for sure. I talk to them every single day. Okay. And then as far as the rest of the cast, I'm cool with. I'm definitely cool with Marvin, going to his birthday party on Friday. Okay. I'm cool with Herbert. I run Herbert like damn near everywhere it seems on the weekends. Yeah. Who else is on cast? I'm cool with Unique. I'm cool with Tequila. Yeah. Who else was on the show? I'm cool with Phil. I love Habibi. Now, y'all, I love me some Habibi. I really do. Y'all do not get. I'm so mad at the way that Habibi is depicted. Because, I mean, that is him, too, because he's funny. But Habibi and I have had some real conversations where I was feeling really anxious and, anxious about things that were going on when I was having, like, altercations with people. And, like, he had really good insight. So I definitely call Habibi a friend. Big Christopher too. We don't the other wild card. We're also pretty cool. I haven't seen him in a while. We actually said we need to go running together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If they weren't named, they weren't named.
Well then, you were like, who else was on the show? And I was like, you know what? Like, this is the one time where I just don't need to say nothing. I'm just going
and Leanne too. I'm trying to think fast. Yeah. I am in contact and cool with everyone on the show.
Are you still cool with Quentin?
Me and Quentin have never been friends. And I keep trying to say that. We've never, and you see on the reading, I'm like, we never had an opportunity. We just don't, we're not cool. We just don't. We never
had that opportunity.
Yeah, never had the opportunity. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, actually, that's good. So Red, Brandon, Leanne.
I don't really know Brandon that well. So I wasn't able to meet Brandon because he was gone before I got there. I've only seen him one time. That was at the reunion. He's super sweet. He was really quiet. So I just haven't seen him. There's nothing wrong there. Who else? Oh, I love me some Leanne. I actually met her at the reunion as well. Her and I haven't. She came to a premiere party. We haven't had to spend like one-on-one time together, but we're in contact. We talk about a lot of personal things that we have going on. So she's amazing. Who else? Red be redding. we have no beef. When I see Red, I was like, "What up? Let's take a shot together." But I don't really know Red like that.
Yeah, Red is crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's cool. There's no beef. I mean, if we guys really want to know, the only people I don't talk to. I don't talk to Janelle, and I don't talk to Jessica. I don't talk to Cube just by default.
What about Sierra?
I don't know. So I'm in a place of I don't know with Sierra. Sierra and I got along so well during filming. They didn't even show, but Sierra and I actually shared that master suite I had at the mansion getaway. She was like, "This room is too big for you. I'm coming in there too." I was like, "Come on, girl." Like, I love her energy. The reason why I say I don't know is just because I feel like alliances were kind of like made, and it's like me and her have no issues, but she just kind of drifts off to the other side more so. So it's just like I just don't know. I don't know how she feels about everything. I don't know if she's in support of things that Janelle has said and done. I just don't know. So I don't. We follow each other on Instagram. We have no beef. I just don't really know where she stands with things. And I'm also not that friend that says, because I don't like her, you can't like her either. That's not who I am. But I am that friend that says, you know, if your friend did something kind of weird, like, how do you feel about what your friend did? Like, she still ought to be your friend, but, you know, do you condone it? Do you think it's okay? Did you talk to her about it? You know, I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, understood.
But I love her energy. I think she's hilarious, and she made the process so much. I actually cried when she got voted off. If you guys can see it, I was like really sad.
Oh yeah, she was good energy. Yeah, she was funny. She was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Me and her need to talk, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you regret anything that you did, or do you wish that you would have done anything different, or you know what I'm saying, like on the show? So we can start with, do you regret anything that you did on the show?
Aries says she wanted to go home. I know, Aries. I told her not to go home. I don't have regrets. I am in a place right now where I don't regret anything I've done. I feel like I'm right where I'm at, where I'm supposed to be. So I do not regret anything that was done. I don't regret anything, honestly, and I wouldn't do anything differently. I'm trying to think, like, nah. I stand on all of it.
Honey, you sound just like me. I get it.
Stand on all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Goes down. I get it. All right. So, and just to let you guys know in the chat, if you would like to ask Katarina anything, I'm only doing super chats to put your question up on the screen, and then I'll ask her. So would you do an all-star season?
I would love to do an all-star season. I would love it. I would love it, Sabrina. I just got back from DC. That was like a random trip. I wish I would have seen you.
Yeah.
It was a random last-minute trip, and I
heard that you were there.
Yeah, I met a lot of RTL, DC, Potomac, and like I love the energy, the vibes. Like I feel like doing it a second time around, it would just be more intentional. I feel like there are just, I don't know. I feel like the vibes would just be good. I think we'd all go in knowing what to expect. I feel like we'd be less nervous about the cameras. We'd be more ready for like the process, and we would just know how to navigate it better. So I would absolutely love it. I mean, y'all got there's some hotties on these other seasons. You know what I'm saying?
So who are some of the hotties that you would get to, because they be watching my lives, honey. They be watching my channel. So I'm just saying, you know, because I got the Single Soulmates, you know what I'm saying, my show about to start back up on YouTube. So, you know what I'm saying? This could just be like an extension. You know, you can kind of just put it out there a little bit. If you know, they might watch it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody from any season that you might would want to be interested in dating?
You know, Sabrina, I don't shoot my shot. So I'm not even gonna, I don't shoot shots. So they're gonna have to shoot a shot at me first. I'm not even gonna go there. Aries said, don't tell a cat. Yeah, I'm not gonna shoot my shot. I like to know who's interested in me first.
But what you just said was a mouthful. You know what I'm trying to say? So now they know that, oh, she's giving me the green light. So hopefully they see this and they shoot. Because you said earlier that you were single and ready to mingle. So, you know, it is what it is. And like I said, they definitely be watching, and maybe they'll slide in them DMs and, you know what I'm saying, shoot the shot.
Sabrina.
I'm just saying, you know, I got a whole dating show called Single Soulmates where I be trying to hook people up.
You do?
In real life. Like I be having panels and everything.
And we talk about Sabrina.
Yes, and we be talking about dating. I have a men's panel and I have a females panel. And the last panel is everybody together. And we, in every episode, it's like me asking like 4 to 5 different questions. And we just talk about it from a women's perspective, and the men talk about it from a men's perspective. The same questions. Yeah, and anybody that's interested in shooting a shot, they come up and they shoot it.
Oh, let's play. I want to play. Yeah. Let's do this.
Well, I will definitely be sending you some information on that if you would love to join. Yeah,
please do.
Absolutely. Oh my God, we're about to have some fun. Okay. So I just have a couple questions about like the actual show. So in the very end, because I'm not going to get to, because this ain't about us talking about Ready to Love. This was about us getting to know you better. But I do have some questions. So at the very end, when you and Maurier were sitting, and you had gotten emotional. It was like he was talking to you right before he had chose Jessica. So was it that he didn't choose you, and that's why he met you to tell you he didn't choose you? Like, what was that scene about? It was just so many unanswered questions. It was like, why did they meet? Like, what's going on? Like, did he not? Like, did she not choose him? Like, what's going on with that?
That's a great question. So the reason why that whole scene was choppy and cut off is because it was something completely different going on. So the night before we filmed the finale, my puppy, oh, he's right here, so he's asleep. My puppy had a seizure. He's 13. Well, he's not a puppy, he's a dog. He's 13 years old. I've had him since I was 20. Might be 14. He's 14. He's 14 years old. Long story short, he had a seizure at about 10 o'clock that night, and I took him to the hospital. I was in ER from 10 p.m. to 7 o'clock in the morning, and we had to film at 9 a.m. So in that from 10 to 7 a.m., they were talking about putting my dog down. So it was just a very emotional experience. We left the hospital still unsure of what was going to happen with my puppy. I called production. I was like, I'm not coming. I haven't been asleep. You guys want me to be on set in 2 hours? It's not happening. Like, I'm not coming. And they were like, nah, you have like, this is our only day to film this. Like, you have to come. So I was like, I'll come, but I'm not leaving my dog at home. So I actually brought my dog to the finale in a wagon. He was all bundled up like he was near death. And I don't, are you familiar with Sage? You know who Sage is?
Yes, I know Sage.
So Sage had my baby the whole time. So I'm crying. I'm just distraught. I'm exhausted. Thinking about him. And I'm already crying before I get to the set. I texted Maria ahead of time to let him know like what's going on, but he never got my message until after we finished filming. So I sit down and they're like, let's go. And you can hear me say real quick, I was like, been in the ER all night with my dog, is what I said.
Right.
He thought I said I've been in the ER all night with my dad. Maria recently lost his father. So this became a very emotional scene because we were talking about a loss. We were crying about a loss. So it looks like we were crying about the process, and unfortunately we were not. So as far as the choosing scene, I went into it not thinking that either one of us would choose each other. We kept saying the whole time we had a great friendship, but there was no romantic connection. I don't know what his connection was with Jessica, if they had a romantic. I don't know what they had going on, but I know for me, there was no way Maria and I can leave the bridge together. It didn't make sense.
Right.
So it wasn't, for him to even have to go back and forth in his head and think about it was kind of confusing for me, because I'm like, we're not leaving it here together.
Right.
So, he tried. He was like, I've been up all night thinking about this. I'm like, why? Like, why are you up all night thinking about this? There's no way like that we should leave hand in hand from this process. That wouldn't be real. So yeah, that wasn't.
So when y'all met up, and because you look beautiful, so I was like, oh my God, this is like a bridge scene. So really it was just a scene where you guys were meeting to just talk.
Right. And I think they cut it because when I tell you, Maria and I were crying so hard on this scene, I think they had to cut it. There was no way that they could put that on TV. It was to the point, like, I think he was mourning, like it was bringing up feelings for him and his loss with his dad. I was crying about potentially putting my dog down later on the afternoon. It was just like, it was terrible. Like, it was terrible. So I was actually afraid that they were going to use that and make it look like we were having like this love tear cry moment. So I'm really happy that, editing and production didn't try to, use a vulnerable moment for both of us and, make good TV out of it. Exactly. So I really appreciate them for that. So that's why we just kind of disappeared off the end of that show.
Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, amen. Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to your dog. I'm so glad that he or she is doing better and that she is with you right now. Because I have 2 little babies, so I get it.
It was terrifying. It was a lot.
Yeah, understood. So I have a super chat from one of my soulmates. April Gaines wants to know, did the ladies have control of what men were going to be eliminated off the show, or did production choose? She had exhale.
Where you at, Aries? So that's a great question. From what I've been told, when the guys were in the lounge and they deliberated, they actually had to come to a conclusion of who was going to go home. For us, we were just asked, who's your top, who's your bottom, and from there they figured it out. So I can honestly say there was never a time where we had to go back and forth and pick a person. I feel like we had suggestions and they took it and went from there. A lot of times people went home that we were like, how the hell? Like, what? Like, Herbert going home was a shocker. Chris going home was a big shocker. We were like, how? Like, what? Like, how? Chris has like all these connections. You know what I mean? Yeah. Herbert, we Playboy Herbert, but he still had connections. And then you had people who were like connected to one person. Like, Q was only connected to Janelle. Marie had Jessica, and I was starting to connect with him. But meanwhile, Chris was connected with Aries, Lee, myself. You know, it was weird. Herbert was like connected with Janelle, myself, and somebody else. I don't know. But it was, you know, yeah, we didn't get the final say. I'm gonna be honest with you, we didn't. Oops.
Okay, just to let you guys know, it has to be a super chat if you want to ask Katarina anything. Wowzers, yes. So, okay. So I don't want to dive deep into it, but it is an interview and you are here with me, and this is absolutely a safe space. My soulmates know I don't get down like that. So please be respectful in the comments, but I do want to ask, and it's up to you to decide if you want to comment or not. But there was a situation where Janelle and you had some words back and forth on Instagram, and Janelle actually showed up at your house. I don't even want to ask specific questions. I just kind of want you to kind of dive into that, but I do want to know, like, how did that start and what led up to that? And then you can comment.
Definitely. Sorry, I was side-eyeing the chat.
Yeah, you can look at the, if you need to stop, take a break and be like, hold on one second, what they say? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but just, yeah, it's still you at the end of the day. So if it's something in the chat that you want to see, or if you want to address, this is your interview, Katarina, then absolutely, most definitely.
Y'all are hilarious.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Yes, sis came to my house. So, you know, it's still mind-boggling to me that all this happened, because I'm 34 years old, right? And I've never had an altercation with a female before. I've never had to put my hands. I've never had to jump. Nope. I've never been touched, nor have I ever wanted to touch anybody else. I wasn't raised like that. I don't put myself around people like that. I'm just not an argumentative type of female. So this is like really like, wow, like at 34, we're getting this kind of craziness. So it's a real simple story. So I don't mind. Yeah, exactly. Over a tweet. I don't mind sharing because it's such a simple story. It really started from the fans. I think when I had walked in on the ladies' brunch, my first time meeting all the ladies, the camera was panning over the expressions. And I guess they had caught Janelle in one of her expressions, kind of side-eyeing me. So from there, Twitter took to like, oh, you know, she must be intimidated. It was like, you know, they were just throwing little jabs, whatever. Why is she looking at Kat like that? Whatever. And then Janelle I think she had tweeted something about, oh, y'all need to stop. Like what'd she say? Something about she was like welcoming and loving towards me coming into the process. And we spoke outside prior, a whole bunch of stuff that didn't really happen. So I simply tweeted, that's not what happens. Like, let's stop the cap. That's all I said. I go to bed, I wake up, and I wake up the next day, and she's like dragging me on Instagram. Everything. I'm not even gonna go into it because I'm not gonna I'm not going to talk bad about my own self, but just lying. I'm not a real nurse. All kinds of just foolishness. You guys saw it. We're not gonna relive it. Just going. This is off me saying that's not what happened. Stop the cap. She went to town. So I'm getting people are messaging me, calling me, like, are you seeing this stuff? Like she's talking so bad about you. Yeah. I'm just like, this girl. So I basically tell her, I'm like, you know, just stop talking about me on the internet. We're in a place right now, we have a big platform. You know what I mean? And words can hurt. If it's just me and you and we're outside, like whatever, girl, keep talking. But now that we're on a platform where people are seeing, people who don't know me are judging me or are getting to know me from things that other people are saying, you're not going to talk about me on the internet. So I told her, if you have something to say, like you can say it to my face. Like don't continue to slander my name on this type of platform on Instagram, and it's being picked up by YouTube and like all this foolishness. Right. I was like, you know, I'm only going to give you 5 minutes of my attention on this foolishness. And if you want to talk shit, talk to me in my face. You know what I mean? And I said, pull up, like meaning if you got shit to say, like pull up and say it to my face. Don't splatter my name on the internet. You know, I'm not a hood girl, so I didn't expect her to actually bring her ass over here.
How does she even know where you live?
You know, how does she know where I live? Because I don't even know where she lives. Because she's obsessed. No, I don't know. I don't know how she knows where I live. That's a really good question.
I had to leave the screen, girl.
Really good question. Yeah, so it's crazy. So she came to my house unbeknownst to me. She came to my house. I think concierge was calling my phone. I can't recall what happened. It was a Sunday. Yeah, I was getting ready to go out for Sunday fun day. Concierge called my phone. I missed a phone call. I'm not thinking someone's coming to my house. You know what I mean? Like, what?
To fight you.
Yeah, to fight me. I guess she's on live doing it. That I still have not watched that video to this day because I don't want to be triggered. So yeah, I called concierge back and he was like, "Hey, there's this girl downstairs for you." I'm like, "Thinking it's my friend." I'm like, "Oh, okay, who was it?" He was like, "She was like kind of deranged." I was like, "What?" I'm on the phone with him and my phone's blowing up. And they're like, "Yo, she's on live showing where you live." I'm like, "Y'all have got to be kidding me. Like, are you serious?" So I guess he had told her to go about her business. He told her to leave. Regardless, I'm not coming downstairs to fight you over
right.
I'm not. We don't have enough beef. I don't have enough beef to want to fight you. If I'm gonna have a fight, my first fight in my life is going to be something good. Like, I'm not fighting you over a tweet. Like, if you hurt my mama, you know what I'm saying, or you hurt me or somebody I love, it's different. Like, I'm not fighting anybody over a tweet. I'm not losing my nursing license over that. I'm just not. I have no interest. Like, it's just not my style. It's not what I'm gonna do.
Right.
So that's really how that's where it came from. And that was a lot to deal with, honestly. Just the fact that she put like my apartment complex, where I live,
right.
all the hoop and hoorah. I just didn't expect that from her or anybody to ever take it that far, That's
right.
crazy. That's crazy.
Oh God. Oh God, I'm speechless. Lord, I lost my Okay, so after that situation, because it circulated around the internet pretty heavily.
Exactly. It's like she said, it really wasn't that deep at all. Like, it wasn't that deep.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And people keep thinking like you guys must have been beefing the whole season. No.
Yeah.
Was it over a guy?
No.
It wasn't that deep at all. It literally was a 5-minute issue that became a whole thing.
So what was this thing about y'all? Like, she was trying to give you clothes to wear. Like, y'all were like, cool. Like, what? Like, how? What? I'm so confused.
I'm confused too. I want to know. My cast knows that I haven't borrowed anything from anybody. I know Janelle was telling me, she's like, "Oh, I have a boutique. I have like cute things that would look cute on you." I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, cool. Like, what do you have?" Just want to support. I think she sent me some pictures and that was it. I never. Notice there's nothing that followed that, right? Like, hey, I need to give your dress back, or hey, what time can I come pick it up? There was no follow up, right? It's funny how that message just kind of stopped there. So no, I've never borrowed clothes from her. If anything, I think she was trying to get me to wear the clothes on the show or whatever. I don't know. I can't call it. I'm not gonna speculate. I can't call it, but I never asked to borrow clothes. I have a great salary. I don't need to borrow clothing from anybody. And that's just me being 100% honest. Some people like to get on the internet and just lie. And I didn't want to come on here and, discuss it, but she has lied. She lies about a lot of things. She's put a lot of nasty, ugly things out there about me, cast members. That's just not true. So there's one of them.
Wow.
So if she can show me an outfit that she lent me, I would love to see it.
So so after the situation that happened with the house, like, what happened after that? Like, nothing? Like, did y'all see? Was it before the reunion? Like, like, what happened after that? Or was that after the reunion and y'all just haven't seen each other and it just was done?
Was that before? Oh my God, was that before or after the reunion? I have no idea. I want to say, Eris, you remember if it was before or after the reunion? I don't remember. I want to say, ooh. It had to be after, because I was pretty chill at the reunion. It had to be after, because if that would have been before, that would have been a different reunion.
Right. Understood.
It was after. Yeah.
Wow. Right. So, okay, moving forward. Wow. Thank you so much for talking to me about that, because you didn't have to, like I said, before we got on, was anything that you were uncomfortable about that I didn't want you to speak on it. So is it any projects that you're working on right now that you would like to share?
I love the chat. For me
They
right
love you.
now, I love the chat so much. As far as projects right now, I've really just been like in a space of just kind of trying to take it easy, relax, and get back to just life as we once knew it.
Yeah.
I am working on relaunching Pro Drips. Pro
Mhm.
Drips is my concierge IV hydration and weight loss shot business. It's
Mhm.
been down for a while with filming and looking for a new medical director, and it's been really hard to get a supplier for the semaglutide, the Ozempic stuff. But I'm definitely working on bringing that back up and running. That's my baby.
Mhm.
Other than that, I'm just really enjoying life, Sabrina.
Yeah, good, as you should.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what's next. Like, I think sometimes I'm so used to knowing what's next and always working towards something. And
Yes.
I'm in a place right now where I'm comfortable. I want to do something else, but I want to make sure it's right for me. So I'm just
Yes.
not rushing. I don't know what's next for myself either.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the right opportunity or the right project to just kind of like dangle itself in front of me, and I'll go from there.
Absolutely. And the universe is always working. And if it's
It
something that you haven't
is.
figured out yet, it's because you're in the meantime and you're supposed to be in this time. So for whatever reason, so just embrace it, enjoy it, live in your peace, and whatever's supposed to happen will definitely happen, honey.
Yeah, you have to be still sometimes. And
Absolutely.
I'm constantly always on go, go, go. And it's actually I'm learning how to be still. It's hard for me. I feel like I'm lazy or I'm wasting time, but I'm like watching TV now. I'm taking naps. Like I'm
Yeah.
not working out like I used to. Like I just need to be
Honey,
still.
honey, wait till you turn 40. So, but
Not for too long, but I'm gonna give myself another month of just stillness before I get back at it.
right. Absolutely. Well, congratulations and good luck to everything. So, can you let everybody know where they can follow you on socials, on all social media platforms, your website, etc.?
Yes, you guys can follow me at Island Barbie Doll on Instagram. I have my businesses linked as well on that page. I think that's just the easiest one at Island Barbie Doll. From there, I have my businesses loaded on there. And then from there, you can click on the different links for my businesses in the website. The ProJips website should be up and running again by Friday. So yeah, I have that going on. If you're more interested in the permanent makeup, I do have artists right now that are in Arizona offering services. If you're interested in the class, just send me a DM, or I also have my email listed on my Instagram. I do private classes, I do group classes. It's just something that I don't really have scheduled right now. But if you're interested and I feel like you are passionate, something that you really want to do, I'll come out of retirement for you and teach you the game.
Yay, that is so exciting. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been an amazing interview. You dropped a lot of gems. I'm sure that people are going to be watching this back, taking notes. So thank you very much. Good luck to everything that you're going to do. Continued success. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. And just to let you guys know that her links, her Instagram link and her inked cosmetic on Instagram, Island Barbie Doll. Her links are down in the description box below. So all you have to do is just click the link. You go right over to her Instagram page. Make sure you support and make sure you follow her. Other than that, make sure you like the video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to check out my membership on my main page, and make sure you follow me on all platforms at Miss Sabrina Seoul. Anyway, y'all have a great night, and I'll see you very, very soon.